Hi, good day everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another episode of the Be Different series. In this episode, we will be talking about body insecurity. In the previous episodes, we've talked about taking care of our mental and emotional well-being as part of self-love. Well, in this episode, we will be talking about embracing our flaws or imperfections by healing and overcoming the body insecurities. To help me discuss all about body insecurities is a content creator. She is known on the internet as Issaplease. She is Cebu's Bayhana, who creates content about and for women with the goal to inspire, empower, and educate her audiences. Let's all welcome Issa Perez Ganyangka! Yeah!
Hi everyone! Hi Chan!
Hello, Is. Thank you so much for your time.
Of course, anything for you.
It's been a really long time that I wanted to interview you. Finally, the day has happened. Yeah! Anyway, let's get into the topic about body insecurities. I watched one of your videos entitled "I wear I wear clothes that made me insecure for a week." Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really like that video. No, so I wanna know the story behind this. What made you decide to create that video or content for your audience? What's the story behind it?
So, there was a time during on YouTube nga, sikat ka itong I dress up like I follow the Instagram feed of a certain artista for a week, and I was thinking about ways to add a twist to it and make it my own, because every time I would ask people, who do you think I look like, they wouldn't really say who they thought I looked like in terms of artistas. So I was like, okay. And then I was looking at my content and I was like, I think it would be nice to wear clothes that I'm very insecure of for an entire week, because I realized that there are so many clothes that I stay away from because I was so insecure of them. And I wanted to see what the effect would be like if I actually went out and wore clothes that made me feel insecure. And initially, when I pitched that video, my team was like, I don't really know, Meg. They didn't really they weren't super enthusiastic about it, but they were like, we'll see what you can do with it, Miss East. And I was like, okay, let's just see. If it doesn't work out, at least I did it for myself, you know? And surprisingly, that video did very well. I was so surprised. I thought nobody really cared about it. But apparently, there are a lot of women and men who are like me that were so insecure about a lot of things in their bodies. And I was like, oh, okay, now I'm really happy that I did it. In the end, it helped me a lot more. And I'm surprised that a lot of people were also really inspired by that video. And so it is really one of my most favorite videos to date. I was actually crying a lot in that video. I just really had to edit it out. There's so many clips na I didn't show in the video, but I was, because feeling na ko, I have to edit this out because everyone's so sick and tired of seeing me crying on the internet. But kanang, it was a very emotional experience for me. And so I'm very happy. I'm very happy that I did it. Yung hilak, Chen! First question ko lang. Kahilak ko naman ta.
Not affected. Okay, so we're not going to discuss one by one our body insecurities now, but I just want to point out something that we have in common na insecure ta na parts sa body.
Yeah.
Well, it's quite opposite actually. Well, it's the boobs. I don't have much going on in the front, and you're the opposite, but
I'm like, they're here.
But you're insecure about it. I used to be insecure about it. So let's talk about boobs for a minute.
Yeah.
So does it matter?
I mean,
boobs?
Now that I'm a lot older, I kind of feel, and especially after doing the video, I realized that it doesn't really matter. Like, a lot of times when we have the body types that we do, we always look at another person who has a different body and say, oh, I wish I was like that. You know, I see your boobs and I'm like, man, I wish I had flat, not flat. I wish I had smaller boobs. You know what I mean? Dili flat chan. But, and I know that sometimes you've seen a woman with larger boobs and you're like, man, I wish I had big boobs, diba? But
yeah.
we always want what we don't have. Ana gani, like I've always wanted to not have boobs because I felt like if I was flatter, I could get away with so much more styles of clothing as compared to being a small girl with fully developed breasts, and I couldn't get away with wearing sleeve kind of mga, like even sleeveless top like this because I have boob fat, right? And I get so conscious about that. But if I was flatter, I wouldn't have to worry about it, diba? I could wear super lounging outfits and nobody would really make a big deal out of it or say that I'm being laswa. You know what I mean? But I kind of realize now na marag, I shouldn't really care about what people think. If they think I'm being laswa, I'm like, I'm wearing it because I think it's cute, not because I want the world to see my cleavage. And even if you were seeing my cleavage, why is it so offensive to you? It really, like, I understand how people want things that they can't have. But at the end of the day, this is our bodies and we have to be grateful for it and we have to take care of it. Diba?
True.
And we have to work with what we have. So that's also what I realized through all of this.
Agreed. Super agreed. Like, you wear clothes for yourself, not for other people. Duh.
Yeah, and you wear clothes that make you feel comfortable. Like if you have larger set of breasts and you're uncomfortable showing that much skin, nobody's gonna reprimand you for covering yourself up. But then they shouldn't also reprimand you for wanting to show some skin. Sometimes it's just hot, and you know, if the shirt comes with cleavage, then it's not the biggest thing in the world. You know, we should not be so offended by skin.
Next question is, how do you deal with, or how do you overcome insecurities, body insecurities? Since nakasuway naman ka based on your experience, how do you deal with it?
I think the very first step is acknowledging it. Like acknowledging it, nga marag, okay, I know I'm insecure about this part of my body. Ana gani. And then the next step is like accepting it. You know, nga marag, this is my body. Do I want to fix it? Am I gonna live with it? You know, if it's big arms, if you feel like your arms are very flat, I have really flabby arms. But like, if ana, like, what do you want to do? Are you gonna exercise to firm it, or are you just gonna live with it? You know, ana gani, and both answers are fine. You know, and I think after that, it's really just like stop caring about like what other people think. Like you have to think, are you insecure because ikaw mismo ma-insecure, or are you insecure because of what other people say, because of what other people think? And if it's you're insecure because of what other people think, you just have to say, well, am I allowed to curse? well, ana, like you just have to say, well, you. Like I don't really care. Mergana gani. Like if you're gonna be mean, then I don't want to be around you anyways. Interestingly enough, you were in that video. I just remembered. In the I wore my insecurities for a week. You were in that video. Yeah. You were in it. I just remembered. Yeah, we wore the same outfit. And we were together and you looked so good. Like you always look so good. And at the time, like I remember standing next to you, I was like, oh my God, what am I even doing? But then, like, I realized that it was just me feeling like that guy. I don't think if I said, most of the time, Chan, I realized nga, unless I say I'm insecure about my arms, you're not looking at me and saying, "Daku ang bukto na ning bayhana, oy." Gani. It's most of the time it's us, and it's kind of just accepting it, diba? It really puts things into perspective. Like if you try to put yourself on, like as the third person, as that person looking outside, like the person outside looking in. If I were to look at you, Chan, I see you as like a beautiful woman. Like I think you're perfect in all the ways that you are. But you probably think to yourself, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, but I don't see it. You know, I just see that you're so pretty, you're so tall, you're so slender, you're so fit. Like I see like something so beautiful, but I think get that because we're self-saboteurs. We do that, you know. We always try to find fault because we don't like to believe nga we're okay. We're ana gani. I think that's also something that we have to consider about ourselves. But good.
Yeah, we should stop the self-sabotage and all that negative talk. Okay? Our thoughts really
Yeah.
have power, dude.
Yeah. And if you're just kind of saying, no, okay naman ko. Then you start to feel okay and you realize, okay,
Yeah.
bitaw jud ka. Diba?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it
So if
just
you
changes so many things.
Yeah, if you acknowledge, but going back to your tip, Bana, if you acknowledge, like, you acknowledge all these imperfections and you start to accept it, kanang limitless ka. Like, okay, someone points it out in front of you, like, you have kuan, ani, ana, and then you just say, yeah, I do. Okay, so what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Hindi na ka ma-affected.
Yeah. It changes. Like, for me, before I used to like hate going out in like a sports bra, or okay, my dog's gone. I used to hate going out in like a sports bra or like a sleeveless, because like I'm very conscious about this part of my body. Actually, everywhere I used to be so conscious about every part of my body. But then I realized after that video, I was like, I read the comments, I'm like, I'm not alone, and naka-realize ko nga, this is kanang sayang. Like, I like this outfit, it potentially looks good on me, it's just a piece of clothing. If I don't like it, I can always change. And if someone has a problem with my body, like, I'll just be makaana sa kabanga, kung butan sa kang tao, di sad siguro ka manghilabot og laing tao, no? Mag-ana ba?
Mind your own
Just
business.
Yeah. It made me realize who I was surrounding myself with, and I was surrounding myself with people who encouraged me. And the ones that wouldn't encourage me, I'm like, well, you're really not worth my time.
Correct.
And so it helped me choose who I spent my time with. It really, it changed everything completely for me. But interestingly enough, because it was an episode about clothes and being insecure, but it affected my overall like perception, friends, family, life, yung anak. So it was good. It was really good. Happy kay Kwato.
Well, to you, Jude, like in general, what you do, you're so brave and courageous, like empowering. My God,
Thanks, Chad. Thank
I
you.
admire you.
I never thought that. I never thought of myself as someone who was brave. That's definitely not one of the words that I would think of myself as. But I thought as myself as someone who kind of pushed herself out of her comfort zone, which I guess that means it is equivalent to brave, I guess. But I'm just happy na through the things that I do, kita ko nga the impact is more than me. And I think that, after being in this industry for so long and questioning, what am I doing here? Unsa man gyud akong purpose? It helps now. It makes me feel really good about what I'm doing, because it's not just about me, and I hated it being about me. So now it's about, through me, I'm able to help other people, and I'm a lot happier. I really am. Like, I'm not as bitter.
Really happy for you. For everything
Thanks,
that you
I'm
do
happy
and
for
where
you
you are
also.
now.
I'm happy for us. I'm happy for us because you're one of the people in this industry that also uses her platform. Be different, diba? And I think that I love the way that the conversations are heading now through content creators like ourselves. Nga, we don't make it about us. And I think that is, I think it's so groundbreaking ba nga we have content creators out here saying, hey, let's break the mold. You don't have to be this, you don't have to be that. And I think that's what people really need, more than hearing what to buy, where to buy it, how to look, blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Bro. Amen, sister.
Amen, sister.
Okay, before we end this episode, what's your message to, not just to the Bayhanas, to everyone who is dealing with insecurities? What's your message?
My message to everyone is, generally, in everything that I do, I believe that knowledge really is power. And although it sounds very taphaw, knowledge is power, you would be so amazed as to how much your life can change when you learn, when you invest in knowledge. And knowledge doesn't have to be something that is like an educational or a scholastic experience. You learn through experiences. You learn through observing, diba? And so in everything that you do, you have to always ask yourself why. Always answer your whys. And in everything that you think, always ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why is it so important? And always take the time to understand and to be open-minded. And I think in 2020, the thing that people really need to learn now is to unlearn certain things or certain notions that they've had growing up, and to learn how to adapt, how to change, how to be better people. So in the end, knowledge really is power, because you're learning, you're unlearning, you're improving yourself, and wag gyud mawala if you become a better person.
Oh, good.
Diba?
Thank you, Iris, for sharing.
Of course.
And inspiration. Where can we find you, by the way? Plug,
Yes,
plug,
you can find me on all my socials, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, kanang Kumu. I am Issaplease. I have a show every Wednesday at 7 o'clock on BaiTV called Bayhana. We have a community group called Bayhana where you can come join in and have discussions, because healthy discussions are always welcome discussions. And actually anything and everything. I try my best to reply as much as possible. If it's anyone who needs advice or help or just someone to listen, I'm always there for you. You can just send me a message on any of my platforms. You can email me at contactfees@gmail.com. And wala siya. I'm like, I do believe that knowledge is power, and that we should always inspire, educate, and empower each other. So I hope through the content that I make, you feel those ways.
Yay!
Be brave.
Be brave.
Be different.
Be
Hala,
different.
naguna ko! Okay.